All right, then, great category. It's grown like crazy. Muzzle loading. I mean, there's a ton of stuff here. Look at all these products. How is anyone going to know what the heck to buy, you know, for their loved one?
I'll tell you, muzzle loading has grown so much. There's a lot of guys that use them during the regular shotgun and rifle seasons instead of using their shotguns.
That's the Sun Man. He does.
Yeah, and you can see there's 3 or 4 aisles here at Gander Mountain of just muzzle loading equipment. So guys have many options to choose from. Muzzleloading, sometimes it's more of a unique sport, so you have to find out what type of muzzleloader your loved one has first of all, whether it's a Thompson Center, a Traditions, a CVA, and pretty much stay in line with the brand name product of the muzzleloader they already own. Now, they're probably going to know what loads they want. They're probably going to know what types of powders they use, so you might want to think about some of the other accessories.
Sure.
You can't go wrong with cleaning kits. Muzzleloaders, the one downfall about muzzleloaders is they're so hard to clean. They're a pain in the butt. Nobody likes to clean them. Make it as easy as possible for them, and they'll actually do it. There's a lot of neat products. This one here has everything all in one. There's a bunch of new products I like from Thompson Center, the different solvents they have, the T17. Seems to be very easy to use. That's a neat little product you have in your hand there, Rob. That's a handy shooter's tool for muzzleloading, and it's got a capper on it. It has everything that someone would need for muzzleloading to keep in their pocket. This is one little recommended gift idea that I saw that I kind of like.
That's a personal favorite out of Mr. Denny Malloy. I like that. That's pretty cool.
What I like here too, Rob, and I do this for all types of hunting that I have, they have these shooter's boxes. And it's just a dry box. It keeps moisture out, especially with muzzle loading. You don't want to get the powder wet at all.
Right.
This thing, you can keep all the utensils in, all the utilities in it, all your cleaning supplies, your extra bullets, your extra loads. When muzzleloading season comes around next year again, you know where everything is. It's right in your muzzleloading box, and they can mark it muzzleloading box.
That's what you definitely need.
Well, I've got one that says waterfowl, where all my calls are in. I've got one that says chokes. It has all my choke tubes for my various firearms. These dry boxes, they run anywhere from $9 to $20.
Beautiful.
Neat little gift idea, and you can fill it up instead of a stocking. Fill this up with a bunch of different utensils, a bunch of different shooting supplies. And like we talked about on previous shows, I love 777 products. So if you're looking for whether it's caps or powder, 777 seems to work the best for me. Can't go wrong with it.
I like it.
But all kind of neat little things. Find something unique. Find an associate here at Gander Mountain or any store that you shop at. Tell them, hey, my husband's got a 50 caliber or 45. You need to know that in advance, and they'll be happy to help you set you up with some of the unique items you may not have.
Sounds good. Let's move on.
Let's go check out waterfowl section.
Alrighty.
We're right in the thick of waterfowl season. We've already had some great shows on early season goose. We had a great duck show. But there's a lot of serious waterfowlers in the viewing area.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go wrong with a gift for waterfowlers.
Yep. I mean, it's always fun to look at the calls and some of the lanyards you can get into. And if, you know, if your husband's driving you crazy, like O'Ree gets crazy with Bubsy, buy them a DVD so they can learn how to call better.
There's a variety of calls here, Rob. There's everything from flute calls to smaller calls. And I've never heard a duck hunter say he's got too many calls, and I've never heard him say they've got too many decoys.
Right.
So when in doubt, you can always add on to the spread of decoys. You see the guys on TV, sometimes they have 100 or 200 decoys, and that's never too much. So these things, at the price they are, 4-pack of the standing goose decoys, or another box of duck decoys, you can't go wrong. Some of the other neat little accessories. One of the flags, we did this on an earlier show. We did the early season goose hunt where you flagged them in from long distance. So there's a lot of different accessories. And one of the things that's been on my Christmas gift for years are these layout blinds. So when you're out in the field like we were, instead of rolling the burlap out or rolling out the old camouflage duffel bag that we had, you can get into a layout blind and make the hunt a little bit more professional.
Yeah, that really works well. So I think we ought to go to the next section, huh?
Rob, clothing. You can't go wrong with clothing. I think I've got a pair of socks and some long johns in my stocking every year since I was about 6 years old. But now there's a lot of different clothing out there that sportsmen would want to have. I've got the frog togs on. It's good for the fishermen, the motorcycle riders, or for the hunters. This thing repels water, very comfortable, keeps you dry.
Like water off a duck's back. Also, still popular is the wool coat. We have some buddies here who still wear the wool coat. It kind of repels water, but people think it still gets heavy when you do it. But it's definitely warm and repels the wind. So
hold scent a little bit though.
Yeah.
If you're particular about.
Well, there you go.
Hold scent a little bit.
All right, we have Jen here.
There's even a line Jen's wearing for ladies apparel, guys. A lot more women are getting involved in the outdoors. They're getting their daughters, they're getting their girlfriends, they're getting their wives involved in the outdoors. Don't dress them in your old stuff that's baggy on them. If you're going to get them involved and you want to keep their interest, get them something. I mean, that looks pretty good in the woods.
Well, and then we have Sean here. What do you have on here, John? Sean, a little raincoat?
This is Gander Mountain's Guide Series packable rainwear.
Okay.
Packs in a bag about the size of your hand. Put in your backpack. Take it anytime you want to go. If it starts to sprinkle on you, pull it out, put it on.
Nice.
Dry and warm.
The question
Yeah,
is,
there
would
you
that
go.
have worked on opening day this past season?
I doubt it, Danny.
You needed
not.
flippers for that to go with that outfit
That's a
too.
wet.
Either that or feathers.
Now, Debbie, our associate here at Gander Mountain, there's a great sale coming up for our viewers that's going on until this Wednesday, the 15th. Tell us a little bit about the sale.
Buy one, get one half off. It's a real good deal. It includes any Guide Series product, HFC, GSX.
So any of the stuff that's the Gander Mountain labeled
Exactly.
clothing, and you have just about everything from undergarments to keep warm underneath to the different
Apparel,
layered effects.
accessories. We even have some Guide Series boots. Also
Guide Series
included.
boots too. Buy one, get one 50% off. And if they get this for Christmas and the size doesn't fit, you have a
You
great
can
return
return it,
policy. They
yep.
can come back as long as they don't wear it during muzzleloader season and then decide
Yeah.
they're going to take it back.
Don't wear it and try to bring it back, please.
You'll be
Yep.
fine. So
Yeah.
apparel, big line of apparel. Find out your significant other's favorite camo pattern too, because they make them in all different brand names. And he might have a favorite brand name that he likes.
Everyone likes a new coat, so keep that in mind for the holiday season.
Well, Rob, Christmas time is always the time that we cross our fingers too and pray that we've got good ice up on Lake Erie and the inland lakes so we can get into some ice fishing action.
Yeah, once it thickens up, some people are pretty crazy. They'll go when it's only 4 inches or so. Me, I need it when it's about 10 or 12 inches. But anyhow, let's get into these products. If you're looking for something for ice fishing for your loved one, the little short rods are what you're looking for. Also, they have the little tippet, so it helps you. It's a little indicator for when you have a bite. This isn't properly set up right now, but these are good to have here. Also keep in mind the fluorocarbon line, or they even have ice line too now, specifically for ice fishing. One thing that's really clutch that I think is, a price point item that's easy to buy are the cleats to throw on the bottom of the boots. It's very hard to walk on ice when you have your big clunky boots on that you're trying to stay warm with. You definitely need that traction there. So keep that in mind. Obviously, something that looks like a big ladle here is very crucial as well to keep the ice from forming in the hole when you're fishing. You got to keep scooping that ice out, and that's something that every ice fisherman needs in their arsenal. Something else here too. Some people set the tippets up to be unmanned in essence. So you can set up a couple rods on some holes, and that way you could kind of keep working an area and have some fun there.
You can't forget this, Rob, either. You got to be able to make a hole in the ice.
You got to make a hole in the ice.
They've got augers that range anywhere from $40 all the way up to electric power augers if you're going to drill a bunch of holes. For the average ice fisherman to get started, just a little hand cranking auger, $40, you're good to go, and you're out there on the ice.
Little sweat and elbow grease will get you a hole going. And lastly too, let's point out, this is very nice too now. Using technology, you can see the camera. You can put this down for scouting purposes. You go to a couple holes, maybe someone else was fishing, or of your own hole, you throw this down here, and that way you can see maybe you can see in the screen here, maybe what's underneath the hole, save a whole bunch of time fishing. So if you're really feeling inclined to get something, bigger item, and actually they're not even that expensive anymore.
For $99.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's awesome. So
Really come down in price.
let's hop off to the next section here,
And the
Dan.
other thing that's popular all fall and all the way into the spring is steelhead fishing. The first thing we recommend with steelhead fishing is you got to have a nice pair of waders.
Definitely.
Thick, something that's going to keep you warm because you're walking through water that's near freezing temperature.
Right.
So get your loved one a good pair of waders. Make sure you get the right size for them. If you don't, they can always return them. But neoprene waders with 4 mils or better are crucial. They have a variety of lures from the old mini foo to different spoons, little Cleos, Rapellas, float indicators, and again, they've got lined rods and reels that are geared towards steelhead fishing too. This has become so popular in Ohio and Pennsylvania, all you have to do is go into any sporting goods store, talk to an associate and tell them you want to steelhead fish, they'll set you up.
Yep, it's nice. From all the different categories, from using live bait to artificial bait, it works out nice to have everything you need here for steelhead fishing.
And speaking of steelhead, let's go to a great recipe from Jeff Crystal. He's going to cook up some steelhead trout for us for those guys that have already been out on the lake.